Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today, we are going to be doing a mukbang. For those of you who have never heard of a mukbang, it is just an eating show. So pretty much I just eat on camera, and usually we talk about stuff. People tell story times, or they'll answer like Q&As. There are some people who, sorry, I have my son with me. So if he goes up in the background, that's him. There are people who actually just don't say anything and they just eat. But today I have some pizza. I hope you guys can see it. It's from Papa John's. So I actually already bit into one because I was like super hungry trying to set everything up. But I'll show you guys what I got. So this is it. I get pineapple and green peppers. Papa John's is actually Michael's favorite. I had actually, fun fact, I had actually never tried it until I met him. So he's the one that got me interested in Papa John's. I also have my own ranch. Before I start talking, I'm just gonna dig right in because I'm starving. I have my ranch here. So good. I also have brownies, and he's actually playing with the box. So, whatever to keep him entertained. Let me know in the comments what you guys like dipping your pizza in. I love ranch. It's my favorite. I honestly can't have pizza without it. But Michael, he used to always use Papa John's garlic sauce. Sorry. I'm actually filming this on my phone because I tried it on our camera, but it just wasn't working. So I hope you guys can see the food. It's like kind of difficult to show it because the setup is not the greatest. Oh yeah, like I was saying, Michael always used to use the garlic sauce from Papa John's, but he tried their buffalo sauce, and now he's like in love with that one. So that's what he uses. So good. So I used to actually always get cheese, which is, I know, super boring, but I actually don't eat pork, so I typically would go for pepperoni, but I don't eat pork, so I would just get cheese. And Michael usually would get on me for that. He'd be like, you know, your pizza's kind of boring. Wouldn't you want something else? And I'd be like, no, I love cheese. But he would usually get pineapple and jalapenos. And at first, I was like, oh, you're one of those people that get pineapple on your pizza? That's kind of weird. I just never really understood the sweetness on pizza. Sorry. So, I just never understood the sweetness on pizza. But one day I tried it. And surprisingly, it was really good. I can't have jalapenos because I'm breastfeeding. So, I choose to stay away from really spicy food. And I just feel like Gabriel won't. He doesn't enjoy the milk as much. If I can't get jalapenos, I figured I would try pineapple and green peppers. That's really good. Right, Boo Boo? I'm just gonna put that aside and move on to the next place. Okay. Let's chit chat for a little bit. So, for today's video, I thought I would share how me and Michael met, because I think how we met is pretty interesting. Some of you might know me from, because you know Michael, because he has a ministry on Instagram, and he's actually had a ministry for a couple years now, so you may know me from there, or you may know me from my Instagram, or you may not know me. But if you do know me, or if you know Michael, then you'll know that I'm Canadian, so I live in Canada, and he's from the US. He's in Canada with me now, but originally he's American. So when I met him, at the time he was living in the state that he grew up in, which was Massachusetts. And this was back in 2017. One second. No. Okay. I know you want pizza. We love pizza, right? We love pizza! Okay, wait. I actually have my water cup. Shout out to Tim Hortons. If you're Canadian, you get it. Trying to open it. I'll do a little ASMR for you guys. Okay. Whew. So we met back in 2017. And actually, can I have this, please? Can I have this, please? Thank you. I'm just going to put more ranch. At the time, I was studying to become a teacher. So I was in university. I've already graduated, but at the time I was still studying. So I remember it was one morning before one of my classes. I was just scrolling through Instagram waiting for my class to start. And actually a few months prior to this, I had already been seeking God. So naturally, I'm just going to be searching things of God. So on Instagram, I was already looking at some Christian pages. So on my Explore page, I had Christian pages coming up that would share like daily scripture, or just, you know, like Bible studies. And so this one morning, I was scrolling through and I saw this guy, which happened to be Michael. And I could tell that it was a video, and it just started with him just like standing and showing his face. And I still remember what he was wearing. He actually still has that shirt and he wears it to this day. It was just a black t-shirt, and on it in the front it said, in big green letters, it said Jesus, Jesus, Jesus 3 times. And so I saw the video and I hadn't clicked it yet. And this is the thing that's so interesting to me, that I personally in my life, I don't know anybody personally who has gone through something like this, or if they have, they definitely have not shared it. I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of people out there who have experienced something very similar, but for me personally, I'm the only person in my life who I know this has happened to. When I saw him, I instantly felt something completely different than I had ever felt with anybody else. I don't really know how to put it into words or how to explain it. I feel like it's something that you have to go through yourself to fully understand and know what I'm talking about. So if you've been through it, then you know exactly how it feels. It's just so hard to explain when you don't even understand what you're feeling yourself. So when I saw him, I knew he was a stranger. I'd never seen this guy before, but for some reason, something inside of me, like my heart or my spirit, just felt like I had known him my whole life. And I've never felt like that with anybody that I've ever met, especially online. Like maybe meeting someone in person, you would have a deeper connection immediately because you're face to face. But especially considering that this was online, it was something definitely out of the ordinary for me. Like you always hear, oh, love at first sight. and people never really say that maybe that's possible also through a screen. So I saw him and I instantly felt like I just had known him for so long. I felt like, I know this is so weird and this probably makes me sound crazy, which is fine. I don't mind sounding crazy, but I'm just going to be 100% transparent and honest and say that when I saw him, just something inside of me said, this is your husband and this is the man that you're going to have his babies. So I don't know, like, call it God. God told me that he was my husband. I truly do believe that. So I felt that, but then also a part of me was like, yeah, okay, true, right. That's definitely gonna happen. I'm just gonna eat because I'm hungry. So I clicked this video and I started watching it. And he was talking about forgiveness. Which for me at the time came very handy because a few days prior, I had literally just prayed about that. I was going through something in my personal life with people that, I was going through something in my personal life with people that I had been very, very close to for like over 10 years. Best friends, you could say. And sorry, I also have brownies. Michael already ate one. Shocked he only had one. But I was going through like a friendship breakup, I guess you could say. And I was really hurt by some of the things that was done to me by these people. So at the time, like, I get it. People, you may be best friends with someone for years, your whole life. And then life happens and people change. And circumstances come along and people just, they drift away. But I feel like the way the situation was handled was not greatest. It was not the greatest. Especially on their part. So I was holding a lot of resentment, and I wouldn't say hatred. I don't think I've ever hated anyone, but I just had a lot of unforgiveness towards them because of the way that the friendship broke up. So I had prayed about it. I asked God to help me. And then shortly after is when I found Michael's video. And he was talking about forgiveness, and what it really is, and truly how to forgive someone, even though they hurt you. So good. I love brownies. So I really did feel like that was God speaking to me through his video, This is very timely. And so I'm sitting in class waiting for it to start. And I commented under his video and I said, like, wow, just prayed about this. I really felt like you were speaking to me in this video. It's exactly what I needed to hear. Thank you. Something simple, just letting him know, like, if you helped anyone today, it was me. So I left that comment. Then class started. Went through the rest of the day like a normal day. And then I honestly did not expect to ever speak to him or for him to speak to me or even comment back. And that's why I said it's so weird. Like, half of me felt like he was my husband. Like, I was going to marry him. But then the other half of me was like, it's just like nice thinking. I left him a comment, but like that's it. So it was later that night. It was later that night, around, I think it was like 7, that I got a DM, and I opened it and I realized that it was him. I was so shocked. I was like, okay. So I opened it and it said, hey, have a minute? Oops. And then he spoke to me about my profile photo at the time. I don't know about you guys, but I'm the type of person that I don't change my profile photo for a really long time. Like, I'll have the same photo for 2 or 3 years. If I really like a photo, I just keep it. No. Okay, this is gonna be a bad idea. So, like I was saying, if I really like a photo, I just keep it. And the photo that I had at the time, Brownie, the photo that I had at the time was from a few years prior, and I'll be honest, it was a little revealing. So he messaged me about that and he said, like, you know, I see your profile photo. Well, first he said, like, I see your comment. I saw your comment under my video. I see your profile photo. And if you're really trying to seek God, then you should think about changing it to a more modest photo. And as soon as he said that, I was like, you know what? You're right. Why do I have that photo up? If I had just recently become a Christian, why would I have a photo like that up? To portray myself to the world. So I changed it. If you guys could see him right now. And he said that he really admired my obedience and submission in that way to the word God, which says for us to be modest and not be stumbling blocks. So from there, we just continued talking. I think we talked all night. And I believe the day after was Black Friday, and he was working retail at the time. So we were like laughing and joking because he had to go into work the day after, and he was like telling me how busy it is and how crazy everyone goes. So yeah. So we've pretty much been inseparable ever since that day. So at the time, he was in the US, I was in Canada. And naturally, when you're getting to know someone, you ask them, like, where are you from? I already figured that he was in the US because I feel like most people are just from there. So when I said I was from Canada, I think that took him for a surprise that he didn't expect. And definitely we were like, we don't really know how this is gonna work out. And I should add that he felt the same way about me. He says that as soon as he saw me, that he just knew I was his wife. So the fact that we lived in two different countries, we both feel this very strongly, but how is this even going to work? From there, we just talked and tried to figure out a way how to see each other. Like, who was going to who? Was I going to the US or was he coming to Canada? So, essentially, we did long distance for 3 years. It's a really long time. I'm sure there's other people who have done long distance longer. I'm sure there are other people who have done a long distance for a longer period of time. But for us, 3 years was more than enough. And I can do a whole other video going into that, like how we even did long distance, some tips and suggestions on how to get through it. And I can do the video with Michael so you guys can get like a man's perspective. But essentially, it just boils down to, I truly believe that if you really want something bad enough, that you'll just go for it. So if you really want to be with that person and you truly, truly care about them and love them, then you will wait it out. And you'll make it work. Okay guys, I think that's it for today's video. This was my first mukbang, so it's kind of rough. for the next ones, I'll try to get a better setup, and I'll try to not have Gabriel in the background. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If this was not your type of video, then I'm sorry, but I enjoy watching them. I've been watching mukbangs for years, so that's what I would like to do. I like to do content that I enjoy watching. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up so I know that you want me to continue making some more. Please leave a comment letting me know what kind of other foods you'd like to see me eat or what you'd like for me to talk about. And last but not least, please subscribe and support me, right? Yeah, please subscribe. Okay, bye guys.